it's day 2 of arriving in Ireland. Now it's time to really start the projects. Yesterday was going through and cleaning a few things up, rearranging everything and wiping things down, removing salt. Today it's going through starting projects. Yesterday we had steaks for dinner. Phenomenal. Some of the best I've ever had. Tonight is lasagna. Basically, we're going down our list of the things that we were craving while at sea and working our way down the list. Day 2 lasagna. So now I need to get the oven working again. Have no clue why it's not working. The burner tops are working just fine. It just seems like it's not getting enough gas. I cleaned the orifice already. Cleaned that a couple days ago. That's fine. Everything in the burner unit itself seems fine, but I think it's actually in the valving up here. Never taken one apart, so we'll see what it is. Yeah, this should be interesting. Well, the nice thing too is the fact we can finally clean the side of the oven. We haven't done that in a long time. Pulled it apart, there's grease everywhere, kind of disgusting. So it's a good opportunity to get through and do a little spring cleaning.
Yeah, want to get that outside.
Yeah, let's remove that.
Yeah.
Not too impressed with the Force 10 oven, I can say that much. This was ridiculously difficult to get apart. You can definitely tell that they don't want you to screw around with this stuff. Everything is welded, spot welded, or riveted together. When you remove the screws, it's almost impossible to get to. I don't know why they set it up that way. We had a Seaward, an old CNG stove before that I did some modifications to. On that, you're able to move this top plate really easy and get to everything that you needed to. So to get to the burners and so on. This, almost impossible. So if I needed to replace like this thermocoupler, it'd be almost impossible to do. Haven't quite found the problem. I ended up pulling the valve completely off. It goes to this tube here, valve. Again, unfortunately, I just don't know what I'm doing here. This is a new experiment with me playing with this valve. Everything looks good. This is...
A mess. That's what it is.
This is what it is. Oh. So, from this tube pipe goes into the valve, and then the thermocoupler, which is, well, this is part of it, goes here, and once it heats up, the thermocoupler is a little thing next to a sensor, basically, next to the burner. And what it does when it heats up, it opens up this valve, or allows it to stay open, and allows gas to flow through it. So I was wondering if maybe it's just not moving the full way. Voltage, the two different metals creates a voltage, and that's actually what opens that little guy, that little valve piece. So we got the two pieces here. This is what actually controls. This is the valve itself, the stem. This is the piece that controls that. Everything looks clean. Can't see any fault with that. Thermocoupler. I don't know. We're going to check that still. Grabbed out my multimeter, so we'll see if that's the correct voltage. Let's see here. Okay. So we should be able to create voltage with this if it's working right. Big flame. Anything? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're over 30 millivolts now, up to 40, which is the max for like a household one. I think that's what this would be set up as. So unfortunately that is still working because that's a part I can replace. I don't know for the life of me. I blew really hard into the copper pipe. I guess it's put it all back together now and scratch my head some more and hope that it works. Yeah, I don't know what the cause is, but at least so we were able to check this. Step in the right direction, maybe? I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to eat on the stove tonight, so it's either going out to eat, which we can't afford, or it's sandwiches. Sandwiches! Well, we do have some success. It is a much better flame than what it was previously, but we're still getting one issue that I don't really know how to address. After a little bit, so this will burn fairly clean for a while, and then it ignites lower down in the, I don't know if that's a Venturi tube down there, down closer to where the jet is, where it's actually coming out. And I don't really know how to fix that. All of a sudden it sounds like a jet engine, and it kind of loses a bit of its efficiency too. But something in playing around with this knocked something loose apparently. I have no rhyme or reason as to why it's suddenly now working. Previously it would just pop, and then out. Now this is actually a fairly clean flame. Fairly good, but yeah, oops, I just put it up. That was my fault. Ah, there it goes.
Aha.
So then all of a sudden we get this like jet engine sound where you can hear it. It's actually sucking the flame down lower. And again, I really don't know how to correct that, what to fix that with. So I'll be sending an email off to Force 10. Hopefully they'll be able to figure it out. I'm sure one of you people probably knows what to do, but this is going to go up in a little while, so it won't help us at that point. Yeah, so at least we can have our lasagna tonight. Should be able to have our lasagna tonight.
Getting our first real taste of Ireland today. We're in the little town of Crosshaven, but we want to go to Cork to do some exploring, have to get some errands and other things done. So right now we are waiting for the bus, which is going to take us to the airport to get the rental car, and then we can go to Cork, like 25 kilometers away. But it's really cool because the buses here are double-decker, so we're kind of excited to get in on one of those. Get in on it.
Get in on it.
Here it comes. Jessica, I see it.
I don't see it. I see it.
220X. Yay!
Is this weird?
This is really weird. Driving on the wrong side of the road. Well, they haven't done it yet. Manual transmission on the wrong side. Yes, it is the wrong side. This is going to be an interesting thing. Haven't driven one of these before, so we'll see how I do. Yeah, concentrate.
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 And I get to handle navigation, so go right, go left. We'll see how I do too. Left side, Matt, left side. Follow that car.
Turn left, then turn left.
There's no left here. And how does it feel to be shifting with your left hand?
I'm surviving. That's all I'm going to say. Surviving. It's definitely a weird feeling. Just, I'm on the wrong side of the car too.
Yeah.
And the road.
That part is weird. I keep wanting to adjust this mirror, and I think that would probably not be good for Matt. Well, before we can have any real fun today, while we have a set of wheels at our hands, we need to get some chores done. And I'm not lying when I'm saying that we haven't done our laundry since we were in Thailand a few months ago. It has piled up. We probably have like 80 pounds, I'm not joking. We have 2 full sail bags of it, and then just another duffel bag, and it just needed to get taken care of. And what's really cool, Matt found, is right here in a gas station. So you've got a gas station there, there's like a car wash behind me. They have these laundry stations where you come and you can fit 18 kilos of laundry in one of the washing machines for €8. And I think they have got another one for €4 and only €2 to dry. So we're just gonna hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and get our laundry done, so it's just taken care of. And once this is done, then we can head off to Cork and start exploring and having fun. And of course, probably a pint of beer in an Irish pub. It took a little longer than we thought. I think we've been sitting here for like 2.5 hours, but we did 80 pounds of laundry for €30, so you can't beat that. And although it's going on like 6:30 at night, hopefully that will still give us just a couple hours to wander Cork, maybe have a beer, have some dinner. Good thing is it stays light until like 10 o'clock at night. So we've got today and we've got tomorrow, still some errands to run tomorrow. But yeah, we're not gonna let some errands get in the way of our having fun today. We pulled the car into central Cork around 7 p.m., excited to see this bustling city. Walking around, though, we found that most stores and shops had already closed for the day. As beautiful as the city was, we had to admit it wasn't as lively as we were expecting it to be. But we were just happy to stroll the streets and search out a pub for a hot meal of beef stew and cottage pie. I know.
It's freaking hot here.
Matt's really hot in the vehicle, but as you can see by my nose, I'm still a little chilly. It's day 2 with the car, and we spent our morning doing more errands, but we finally got the chance to get out and do a little sightseeing. So we heard good things about the town of Kinsale, and we went there to just like wander around for a little bit. Very cute, quaint seaside town. Today,
colorful.
Yes, very colorful.
All the houses are different colors, all the restaurants and stuff. It's a very, very cool place.
Today, unfortunately, it's cloudy, it's windy, it's misty.
It's an Irish day.
It's an Irish day, but we were saying like Kinsale would be the most ideal spot to be like in the summer, like on a sunny day. It doesn't really have to be that warm. But anyway, so we wandered there for a little bit, and now we are at a place called Old Head, which is just south of Kinsale on the sea, and it's this peninsula that runs out, and the views here are supposed to be amazing, and we've just parked the car on like a little side of the road, so we're going to get out, maybe see if we can get the drone up, but otherwise...
It's a little windy.
Yeah.
We don't need it blowing out into the sea, but we'll see.
Yeah. It looks like there's some like fort ruins, or I think there was an old wall that used to run around here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just get out and then maybe get a cup of coffee afterwards, so... Yeah, something to warm up this little reindeer nose.
God, I wish we could try to fly the drone.
This is a little windy.
This is a little too windy for it, so it would end up running to a cliff.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But this is still a pretty cool view.
Oh my gosh.
This looks like you see them from the planet. As far as the eye could see, the water was littered with razorbills, just bobbing in the cold Atlantic waters. We assumed that the large number of them gathering in this area meant it was a great feeding ground, with an abundance of fresh fish lurking just under the surface. We'd heard that the wall and fort of Old Head were built in the 3rd century to block off the peninsula. And although it would have been nice to drive to the lighthouse at the end, the stern look of the guards made us feel we were not welcome past the gate. And now we are on the calm side, or protected side of the peninsula here, but oh my gosh, those winds were so crazy, weren't they, Matt?
Coming up, they're accelerating when they're coming up over the hill, probably 35, 40 knots.
Oh, at least we could barely stand up there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was ridiculous, but the views were so pretty. So now we've walked on the other side. Unfortunately, to get to the very end of the point, it's a private golf course. But that's okay, because we're just going to take in the views from here, which are, oh my god, do not. Matt's going to fall down a cliff. The guy that's afraid of heights is at the edge of a cliff.
Oh my gosh. It's just, that's amazing.
Don't hurt yourself.
I won't. Problem is there's just a bunch of loose rocks down there, which indicate that this whole cliff has been slowly falling away. Makes me a little nervous out here, but
That we could be next.
we could be the next landslide. I got to imagine it's winter storms or something, but it's all white.
Okay, and this is a sharp drop down. Don't want to be going over the side there. The Old Head Peninsula is also the location of the sinking of the RMS Lusitania in 1915. Torpedoed by a German U-boat, the ship went down in only 18 minutes and took 1,198 lives with her. As we've only just begun to scratch the surface of Ireland, her history, and her beauty, we know that we'll never have the time to do this island her full justice, but we can appreciate the small moments we are given just to be part of the experience.
To pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you've been